Yo, yo, what it do, what it do. Thank you for yelling the boy. And today I am here with Miss Bintou. She is a creative writer, has done screenplays, poems, novels, and lyrics. And today we're going to learn more about Miss Bintou's story. So, Miss Bintou, one, welcome to YTP Entertainment. We definitely thank you for having you on the show. Thanks for being a guest. And please, by all means, enlighten us. Give us some information on what you got going on now.
Right now, I'm gonna publish my first novel, in like maybe in 2 weeks, early April, or in a week or so. There's someone who's gonna design the book cover right now, and
Mhm.
then I'm gonna have the book trailer coming out pretty soon this week. So everything's just coming together, and the book will be out soon.
Awesome, awesome. Are you nervous about it?
Not really. I'm more excited. I'm so excited for this.
Okay.
Like, um, I'm more excited than nervous for
Mhm.
this book to come out, but maybe some nervousness might come out just because of the excitement I'm having.
Right. Hey, it's
Yeah,
cool. It's understandable.
yeah.
I know when I wrote my first book, I was definitely more excited than nervous. And it wasn't until people started asking me questions about it that I was like, should I spill too? Should I say this or should I say that? Am I saying too much? Am I saying too little? You
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
but so I definitely understand that. No doubt. No doubt.
Mhm.
So, how long did it take you to actually write this first novel?
The first novel, hmm, hmm, like a few months, like 2 to 4.
Oh, wow. That's not
Yeah,
bad. Took
yeah.
me 2 years to write my first poetry book.
Oh, okay.
But that was because I was so anal about it. I really wanted to convey a particular message. I constantly went up. See, I didn't have anybody to do editing for me, so I actually did everything myself,
Oh, wow.
self-publishing everything. So I can definitely relate to the ups and downs and the coolness and all this good stuff. So I see that you're doing you write screenplays too. How many screenplays have you written so far?
Um, hmm, about 10.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome. So what was your first one about?
man. The first one I can remember is about hookup culture.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
hookup culture in a college setting. Yeah.
Is-
That should be out later this year. I'm not too sure when.
Okay. Okay.
So,
So with your first screenplay, is that a particular culture that you're very familiar with?
I'm not really familiar with it. I'm not in it, but I heard about it and I know there's some of my peers are doing it, and I just got curious on why would people do it, even though it's
Yeah.
bad. Well,
Yeah.
in my opinion, it's bad. I don't fuck with it. I don't think it's good. So, yeah.
I totally agree with you. I'm the same way. I don't do anything. I'm what most people would consider a square. I don't drink, don't smoke,
Right.
definitely no recreational drugs, none of that stuff. But that's not for me.
Mhm.
Not for me. I'm a serial wateraholic. So it's crazy, but I'd rather have more water
Right.
than have some juice or anything. My water and my tea. Those are two things that I drink more than anything. So when somebody say, "Do you drink?" Yes, plenty of water and plenty of tea. I know I'm silly. I can't help it. I can't
It's
help
okay.
it. So I also see that you dabble into some spoken word. That's my area right there. How long you been doing spoken word?
How long? 3, 4 years.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna catch up with you one day. I'm gonna catch up with you. I've just been doing it since I was like 10 years old. It's
Oh,
been
wow.
about 40 years. That's why I say I'm gonna catch up with you one day.
Okay.
I mess with people like that. I switch everything around. They be looking like, huh? How you gonna catch up with me? You way surpass me. But so have you done any stage performances with your spoken word?
I've done a few. At my school, there was like the spoken word poetry night
Hmm.
during Black History Month with some soul food. So I was just like, okay, might as well. And I performed. It was nice.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
So how did your crowd react?
What's up?
How did your crowd react?
Um, I mean, I think they acted pretty good. I mean, I had like my poem was about like gang culture
Okay.
and mixed with some gun violence. So I guess they were pretty shocked that I'm gonna talk about that topic in school. But I mean, they applaud at the end, so I hope they like it.
Hey, if they applaud 9 out of 10 times, they like it. Cause
Right.
just to believe all the years that I've been doing poetry, if they don't give you an applause, a standing ovation, some snapping fingers, they don't like it. I actually did a poem um, for my mom's minister for his birthday before he passed away. And it was awesome because the people in the church were like, wow, we we heard that you do this, but we never knew that you did on this scale. And I didn't understand what that meant. And to this day I still don't, but it's whatever. As long as they liked it, I'm happy with that.
Right.
And that's the thing. So tell me what type of person are you? What makes you um be inspired to do all the things that you're actually doing now? Screenplay, poetry, novels. What inspires you?
Well, when I was like 8 years old, my dad would tell me like funny African stories, like a bedtime thing. But he had to stop because he was working like a nighttime shift.
Mhm.
And I can only assume that my 8 year old self missed those stories to the point that I started to write my own.
Okay.
I started to do short stories with my friends at school. Then I kept going, wanting to write more. And well, to this day, about 10 years later, I'm still writing these stories, just different types.
Awesome. Awesome. That's what's up. That's what's up. So do you have anybody that you actually go to for motivation or someone that you actually look up to?
Um, let's see. Oh, for poetry, I will listen and read Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole lyrics.
Mm,
Like I will just read them and just try to understand and discover the double meaning because I'm
mhm,
trying to incorporate some double meaning into my work. And I
mhm,
know J. Cole does it a lot, so I'm like, okay, let's just try to figure out how J. Cole does it so I
mm.
can do the same thing.
That's
Somewhat.
what that's what's up. Kendrick Lamar from my hometown, from
Oh,
Chicago.
that's
I'm born
nice.
and raised in Chicago. What can I say? That's what's up.
Mhm.
So, judging for your name, I take it that your native background is from Africa.
Yeah, like I'm from America, but my family are from Guinea Conakry, which is like a country in West Africa.
Okay, West Africa, awesome.
Yeah.
I have a few fans in West Africa. I like
Oh.
that. I like that. So, have you ever had a chance to visit?
Yeah, when I was like 14, like 5, 6 years ago, I went there.
Hmm.
So it was
Awesome.
nice.
It was nice. Okay. So, what type of because I've never been there. So, what type of layout? What does it actually look like? Is there anything that it reminds you of?
Well, there's definitely a lot of restaurants than I was imagining. Like, there's like restaurants on every corner, and I'm like, oh, so I can just go there? And my auntie's like, yeah, if you want. And I'm like, okay, let's go. So, like, the first day I came, it was like the evening time. So my aunties were just like, let's just get some fufu. And we went to this restaurant, got some fufu. which is the owner is technically my aunt, but like I don't know her, so
Oh,
I end up getting free food because she's my auntie, and that was great.
wow.
And then I went to sleep because, airplane they be making you sleepy, or at least for me, it makes me very tired. But I couldn't fall asleep because the time zone thing, like different times. So I just laid in bed staring at the ceiling. Yeah.
So did that time right there make you think of another type of story that you could be writing?
Just a little bit. It kind of got me thinking that I could write a poem about it because I realized I didn't write my experience
Mhm.
of going to my parents' home country. Like, it's so weird. Like, I didn't write about it yet. But now
Okay.
as I'm talking about it, I feel like I should. So that could be my new project.
Hey, that could definitely be a new one. That's awesome. 'Cause I'm
Exactly.
inspired by anything. I kid you not. I'm inspired by anything. When I'm writing my podcast, the different personalities, the different people that I talk to on the regular, it's actually really cool to take a poem and construct it from all the different personalities of the people that I actually talk to. And
Right.
it's far everybody has been great. I kid you not. I'm talking about from the young people to the elders. It's everybody has been great. I haven't had a bad podcast that I can say as of
Okay.
yet. And when I saw yours, I was like, okay, she looks young. And that really motivated me to really want to make sure that I get this done because of the stereotypes. I can't stand when people, either in my age group or somewhere close to it, always saying that young people don't do anything. And here you are,
Mhm.
screenplay writer, you done spoken word, you're writing a novel, you got some other things going on, proving that they are absolutely wrong because I always say it. I always say it. It's like, man, these young people don't do anything. I say, no, that's not true. Maybe not everybody, but you can't expect everybody in the world to actually do something constructive. That doesn't make sense. It's not real. It's not reality because there's always somebody who's going to be into something different. Like, would be it criminal acts or be it that they're into politics or maybe they just don't feel like doing anything at all. They're just going to be lazy. There's always somebody that's not going to be doing something that you approve of. So I don't feel that it's comfort that it's a good idea to actually prejudge the youth. I feel like you should get to know them first,
Mhm.
find out about them, what they're doing, what they like, what their dislikes are, and then you judge them accordingly. Don't just put everybody in the same category. It's not fair.
Right.
So let's say you also so you're also going to be doing shooting a film for a short story. What's that going to be about?
Is a what's it called? The hookup culture that I talked about earlier. It's
Mhm.
about that.
Okay, so it's going to be piggybacking pretty much off of your book.
No, no, my book isn't about that.
Okay, all
My
right.
book is like a fantasy book. That's a different project.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, awesome. So you say your book is about fantasy. That's
Yeah.
awesome too, because that takes some serious creativity in order to write a book about fantasy.
Right. It has mermaids, and I love mermaids. It's actually inspired by The Little Mermaid, the live action version
Uh-huh.
that came out like a few years ago.
Okay,
And
that was before
yeah, I
Haley
think
Bailey,
I think
right?
so. And that was what?
That was before Halle Bailey, right?
No, that's Halle Bailey. That's her
Okay,
movie.
okay, gotcha.
I
Yeah.
watched it with my cousin and I got an idea, and well, the book came out. The book is should be here soon in a few
Awesome.
weeks. So yeah.
So that's what's up.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
what's up.
I'm so excited for the book to come out. Um, what else? I was gonna say something. And Wakanda 2, like
Mhm.
the second movie that came out, that also inspired me to write this book as well. My book kind of takes place underwater just a little bit with the whole mermaids and things like that, but of course there's humans and Yeah, I don't want to say too much because the book is going to come out soon, so that's why I'm just
So, oh,
holding my tongue. But,
trust me, I totally understand. I totally get
like,
it.
I just want to say like everything about my book and spoil everything, but that's not good. So I'm just trying to like hold
Exactly.
my tongue real quick.
Definitely don't want to give away all the spoilers. A little
Right.
bit, okay, but not all. So during your journey, what have been some of your downs? Some things that have made you felt like, man, oh my goodness, is this going to be right? Do I really want to continue doing this? Should I just stop and move on to something else? What have been some of your downs?
Um, my downs. I mean, never really have much downs when it comes to creativity. Like, yeah, I already know there's gonna be some people who's gonna bring me down because of it, but at the end of the day, I like doing this. Therefore, I'm going to keep doing it. It makes
Hmm.
me really happy. Things like that. Like, yeah, I am doing social work as my major in college, but if I could be a famous storyteller, that would be really, really dope. And for real, I want to do that so bad. You have
Hey,
no idea. You have no idea how much I want to be a famous storyteller. But of course, reality gotta be reality, and I gotta continue doing school, even though it's okay. Like it's school, so I should be grateful I have it. But again, I don't like it, so whatever. So
well, let me tell you something.
mm,
Honestly, my I graduated from 5 colleges. My last year of college, which was in 2013, I kind of felt like it was a waste of time because my poetry, it was growing. My social media platforms were also growing. And it poetry is something that my heart desires to do. Not only that, but also being a relationship coach. That's another thing that my heart desires to do because I love to help people build stronger relationships, especially the most important relationship in the entire world, which is that relationship with oneself. You
mhm,
know, and when people realize that that relationship right there is a relationship that will never ever go anywhere, that's a relationship that's going to be with you your entire life, then some people start to have the little light bulb go off like, whoa, I really need to focus more on this so that I can see where my true journey is in life. Because that's really what's going to help. It's called self-preservation. And I know a lot of people know a lot about self-preservation, but then there's a lot of people who don't know anything about self-preservation. And that's fine because I'm always here. I'm always willing to help. I'm always willing to encourage and inspire people to keep going because that's your main thing. Keep going, never
exactly.
stop. Forget about what other people have to say about you, what you're doing. Forget about if they feel like it's a copy of something else, although you add your own little spin or twist on it. Forget about all those things because at the end of the day, your audience are the ones who's going to tell you whether this was good or whether this was bad, and they'll tell you what parts that they think should have been one thing or something else. But as long as you're satisfied with your work, that's what really counts.
Mhm.
That's what really counts. So don't feel bad that you may feel like school is in the way or work is in the way. Don't feel bad about those things. Just do what we call a workaround. You know that this is something that you started. Go ahead and complete this particular task in your life, but at the same time continue to work on what you're more passionate about.
Yeah, I mean, like writing is like I don't want to sound dramatic, but it's pretty much the reason why I get out of bed. Like, like for example, last night I get an idea, so I write it down in my journal. And then tomorrow morning, I get up excited and be like, oh, I get to write about this idea. Because last night I was too tired to do anything. So
Mhm.
now I get to do this. So
Yes.
it's just,
Yes. Believe me, that's the typical journey of a writer because I'm still doing that to this day.
Okay.
40 years later, after I started, I'm still doing that to this day.
Mhm.
Wake up in the middle of the night, have an idea about something I want to write about, I jot it down.
That's nice.
And I'm also doing now something that I just came up with last year, probably in the summertime of last year. I'm also doing spoken word off the top of my head. I'm just
Oh,
keeping myself creative and constantly just coming up with things. Whatever story pops in my head, that's the one that I talk about.
so like freestyling ish?
Hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Freestyling. Yes. Yep.
I don't know how to do that. Like, I feel like I would just get nervous to do it on the spot, but then I see J. Cole do it, and I'm like, how the hell you do that? I mean, J. Cole been doing it since I don't even know, probably before I was born. But still, so I'm just like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But props for you though.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I love doing it. I enjoy it. And now my audience has been seeing me doing it and they're actually starting to actually flock to my page and listen to it. I had just my interview just before you. I had a guy, he was listening to the one that I did called Hood Vibes. And that one is actually about being in the streets and misjudging or misunderstanding what the streets are really like versus what the streets like. Some people see it from the outside, and as they're looking in, everything looks bad. But then
Yeah.
if you are from the streets, like in my case, I'm actually from the streets. I'm from the streets of Chicago. I was raised in the hood, and
Hmm.
that I'm not afraid to say that. But from what I've seen, there has been some good things, but a lot of people looking at it from the outside would never see those good things because they're never there.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So it's like the media will portray the hood, or in case your hood, a bad way where you're actually living in it and be like, hey, this ain't bad. Is that
Mhm.
how this? Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like take for example, in my neighborhood where I grew up at, there were a bunch of drug dealers,
Okay.
and those drug dealers literally protected the families and the children from
Okay.
any outsiders. So if somebody came from the outside and they beat up one of the young ladies that lived in the neighborhood, they came after them. They didn't like, they wasn't into like killing people and stuff like that. They would tell them no. And then I just told one of the other gentlemen about this. I thought that being a drug dealer, because I seen how much money they were making and all
Right.
the nice cars that they were driving, I thought I actually wanted to be into that. The drug dealers told me no. Now, mind you, they were elders and I was still pretty young. They
Right.
told me no. They say, we see the direction that you're headed in, and we're not going to let you get into this. And we're going to tell everybody else around here not to let you get into it either. So I never got a chance to do anything. They was like, if you need some help with something, you need, a ride to school, whatever, we'll make sure that you get that done. But this right here is not for you. So me seeing that and also saw like this may seem a little cliche, but I don't know if you ever seen the movie with Wesley Snipes in it. Trying to remember the name of the movie. But anyway, what Wesley Snipes did was they had taken these big old trucks. They rented a big old truck and they was giving out free turkeys and stuff on Thanksgiving
Yeah.
to the neighborhoods. That's what some of the guys in our neighborhood was actually doing too. And at times they would also even pay some of the other people's rent
Oh,
that didn't have the money to pay for their rent.
oh, dang.
So that's the part that those are some of the just some of the things that I grew up around that a lot of people would say looking at it from the outside that the hood just seems so bad and run down and killings and murders, and yes there were killings, there were some killings, but there was still some good things that went on inside the hood too.
That's nice. So, and like, yeah, I would say I grew up in the hood, but my dad, being the protective person he is, I was never allowed to go outside.
Oh, wow.
No, no, like, seriously, like, I always have to be inside and inside only.
Mhm.
Sometimes my mom will allow me to play outside, mainly in the summertime, because, I mean, why would I want my child to be inside all day with her
Mm,
tablet when she can just be outside, I guess. So,
exactly.
and my birthday's in July, so I guess that was a part of the reason. So I was going outside during the summertime, usually hanging out with some other kids who my parents, mainly my father, see them as good and
Mm.
okay enough. So yeah. So I can't really talk too much about the hood, but yeah, I've seen and heard a few things around, which that's not too good. So I'm not that involved. So I don't know too much. Oh,
It's good. You at least you have something. There's a
right.
lot of people who have nothing and they perpetrate in order to make it seem as if they're this, tough individual
Oh,
just because they say they're from a particular hood, but everybody in the hood is not tough.
I, I'm putting that out there. I'm being 100% honest. I am a weak person. I cannot fight. I mean, I want to learn, but I did not realize how lazy I am. So never mind.
That does not make you weak. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't.
That's-
It makes you more conservative rather
Huh,
than weak,
huh.
because a
Yeah.
weak person wouldn't say or do anything to actually stand up for themselves. And I've seen some of those.
Okay.
Trust and believe, I've seen some of those. But in your case, just me talking to you right now, nah, I don't see you
Oh,
as a weak person.
thank
Just
you.
somebody who's goal oriented and you're conservative and you have a sense of direction as to where you want to go with your life. Now, a weak person doesn't think of things like that.
Mhm.
They really don't.
I feel like a weak person will just what's it called? Like it's like following the sheep, no, following the leader, like just following trends. That's what I meant to say. Just
Mhm.
following trends. It's like they're blind or something, and they'll just follow anything to fit in a group, even
Either
though that's dangerous.
either that or they'll just go with the flow. And sometimes the flow isn't a good flow to go with. You gotta be careful with what you follow, who you follow, and what you decide to get yourself into. You gotta be careful with these things.
Right.
So are you posting any of your information? I saw your Instagram. You posting any of your information on social media
Information like
as far as, letting people know what you got going, the new stuff that's coming out, things of that nature.
yeah, I use TikTok. I post my poetry on TikTok sometimes.
Cool. I
So
post
yeah,
mine on TikTok. I post mine on Instagram. I post it on Facebook. I post it on Twitter. I
yeah.
post it on LinkedIn. I'm on everything.
That's nice.
Yes, indeed. I'm making sure that I post it on everything because you never know what type of followers you can accumulate, because that's the goal, is to accumulate more followers and
Right.
eventually start getting paid from it.
Exactly. Do you get paid from it yet?
So far, I've only got paid um for one of my shorts, my video shorts.
Okay.
Nothing else as of, and that was just recently. That was literally just a few days ago.
Okay.
And it wasn't something
Um,
amount.
I got paid to write a song for a rapper. Like
Awesome.
that was cool. But I mean, he didn't use the song, but I still got paid, so it's fine.
Hey, sometimes they'll do that, and it's not that they're never going to use the song. It's just that sometimes they put those uh back because those have the most sentimental meaning to them, and they pick a time frame where what they think is good to actually put that out there. So
Okay.
might have to just be patient. I don't know, but I'll know this from talking to a bunch of different celebrities. Like, take for example, when I talk to Brandy, when I talk to Jim Jones, when I talk to them, they'll let you know like certain things they put back because they don't feel like their audience at that time frame is ready for that. So they wait for a time frame when it's easiest for that type of song to come out, and then they'll actually put it out.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Like I
Yeah.
actually I know that, but that's cool.
Yep. Yep.
But of
So,
course, I'm the most impatient person in the universe. So
oh my goodness. What's your
what-
sign?
what's up?
What's your sign? Your zodiac sign?
Oh, Cancer. Like my birthday's in July, so
My wife's
Cancer.
birthday is in July too. My wife's birthday is July the 15th. She's a Cancer
Okay.
as well.
Are cancers meant to be impatient, or I don't know much about
She is
zodiac.
very impatient. Oh my
Okay.
goodness. She is extremely impatient.
I I try to be, but like if I'm excited for something, I just can't wait. It has to be done like at this very moment. It has to be done like yesterday. But
Yesterday.
no.
Yeah, that's how she is. And oh my goodness. And it's like when she's ready to go, she's ready to go. There's no ifs or buts. Let me go right now. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And I just be like, okay, let's go, let's go, let's hurry. I try to hurry up so I can go. But I'm a Virgo. I'm like super patient.
Oh,
And patience
well.
than the law allows. So it's a little bit different for me. I'm like, okay, it is what it is. It's fine. It's fine. No problem. So I love that. I saw that you had ideas for things like mental health, Black women, networking. Jealous mothers was one that intrigued me. What made you think of that one?
Unfortunately, I have a mom who's jealous of me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I just moved out, like out of her house into my new apartment because her behavior was just, it's just not it. It's very much immature. She projects her insecurities onto me, and I'm just like, Mom, can you stop? And she doesn't respect my boundaries, and I'm like, okay, I have to go. Like this is just not it for me. So
Yeah.
I'm actually in my new apartment right now and
Awesome.
living. Yeah.
Yay.
Um, what's up?
I say awesome. Yay.
Yay. Yay. So, because of that whole jealous mom aspect of me, I kind of want to talk about it more.
Hmm.
Because like, I mean, it is a huge thing in the Black community that jealous mothers and aunties are like jealous of the younger woman, and I'm just like, we're just chilling. Like we're just breathing air and yet you mad. That's crazy. But
Hmm.
yeah.
I agree. I totally agree. My mom was the same way when I was growing up. Yeah, seriously. I had that whole jealous mother thing. My
Oh.
mom was like seriously jealous of my creativity, the multiple talents that I have. And it's crazy because she too herself has multiple talents. So I'm guessing that I get it from my mom and my dad.
Oh.
But not being raised by my parents, I guess that also made a difference too, because I was raised by my grandparents on my
Oh,
mom's side and on my dad's side. I was raised by my grandparents.
okay.
So it was really tough. And once we got older, I had to actually go and live in a place where she was. And it didn't last. It didn't last long at all. So I ended up leaving there, and then I come to a realization because I was like in my early 20s at this time. So I come to the realization that we're better able to socialize with one another when we're not living under the same roof.
Right. I feel like that's the same thing with me and my mom. I mean, for me, I'm more like I kind of don't want to talk to her a
Mm,
lot, but like she keeps calling me, so I'm like, oh, okay, I guess. Like
mm,
she called me the last night where I was just chilling in my bedroom, so I'm like, ugh, okay, fine. I mean, she's the only toxic person in my life, so I'm
mhm,
like, okay, if she out, I'm pretty much toxic free.
mhm, mm,
And being living with her when she was jealous of me since I was like 11 to the age of 19. the
Mm,
whole verbally abuse happened, I'm just like, wow, you're like that type of person? Like with no apologies. I don't know if she regrets it, but like I know she cares about her reputation and her image more. So
oh my goodness. Oh yes, I do
like,
know that.
so I'm like, okay, are you sorry that you got caught, or sorry because you actually feel bad about bringing me down so much? So
Mm,
you know,
mm,
it's
yeah.
it's
My mom got drunk one
oh,
time. I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
go
My
ahead.
mom got drunk and I was 16 years old when I was at her house. And she actually told me that she hated me because I looked like my father.
Oh, oh, uh, I'm sorry.
And
I mean,
she didn't remember that she said that to me the next day.
she does or she doesn't.
She didn't. She didn't remember it.
Oh, yeah, she was drunk.
Yeah. She
So
did not remember that. She was like heavily intoxicated. She was like literally going into my brother and sister's room, tearing up their stuff, and I had to stop her. I literally had to stop her from tearing up their things. And she told me she hated me because I believe that it was because I was stopping her from doing what she wanted to do because she was so upset about a guy that she had went out with and he was cheating on her. But I told her that she shouldn't date him because he was trash. I told her, and I beat him up. So,
okay, that's fine.
hey, I'm just telling the truth.
It's fine. It's fine. Just very shocked, but go off.
I mean, I ended up having to fight him because he was putting his hands on her. And now I don't condone any male doing any type of violence towards any female. I don't care who you are. I don't care what age you're in. I don't even like to see baby boys hitting on baby girls. Like I'd be like, no, don't do that. That's not what you're supposed to do. It's not how you treat a female. No. I just don't like it at all.
Right.
What can I say? So trust and believe you are not alone. And some of those thoughts, pay attention to those thoughts. Like seriously, if you thinking that maybe it's because she feels guilty about something, part of that may be true. And the other portion of it may be something that she's holding back on and you just recognize it. You know what I'm saying? It's not that it's not there. You
Right.
just it's just a particular time where one portion is going to be shown, and then there's another time frame where another portion is going to be shown. And trust and believe, even through all the negativity, she misses you being there. She really does. But what I say to you, follow your instincts. Do not backtrack. Follow your instincts because your
Mhm.
instincts are going to tell you whether it's a smart idea to continue this conversation or whether it's a smart idea to not continue the conversation. Follow your instincts.
Okay. I think I did pretty good on that because the day I moved out, well, not the day, the night that I moved out, like we had this small argument. Like she was basically begging me to come back home. She tried to play victim, and I'm just like, no, this the whole thing's your fault because you're the one who did this and this and this. And I really told her multiple times like I didn't do anything because I didn't. And like growing up, I was like the quiet kid, just always minding my business, always like obeying authority, teachers, principals, things like that. So I
Mhm,
knew I didn't do anything, and she's just trying to play victim, and I was like, no, you're not doing that, especially in my own apartment.
mhm,
So she ended up walking away, but then like she started calling me, and I'm like, oh my god. So I had to like deal with her. It was kind of annoying. Like it's weird when people play victim and you already know that they're trash. Like
mhm.
quit playing. Like I know how trash you is. Just just stop. Like
Yeah,
give
yeah.
up. Damn, doing too much. Crazy.
But when I got older, my mom finally admitted that she was jealous of me.
Oh,
And
okay.
that right there pretty much sealed the deal.
Are y'all close? If you don't mind me asking.
We're not really close. We talk and
Mm-hmm.
we have a much better conversation now. I've been away from my mom. Actually, I've been away from my entire family in Chicago since 2015.
Oh,
And I was in Georgia and now currently reside in Texas. And a lot of things have gotten a lot better since I've been away from them. I don't 100% blame everything that they've done. I don't blame it on them. I actually blame it on circumstances, and I actually blame it on the lack of knowledge or the lack of understanding for who I am.
right.
So if that's the case, then so be it. As long as I remove myself from the equation and I'm doing the things that I need to do, that's all that counts to me.
Hmm. No,
Hey,
that's for me. I still live in the same town as my mom. I mean, I'm still finishing up college. Like, I should graduate in 2 years, so I'm just like waiting. And I'm really hoping that my writing takes off so I can move to New York
stay
or
persistent.
what's up?
Stay persistent. It
Right.
will. It will.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, even at times when you don't think that you should post it. Even
Mm-hmm.
at times when you don't think you should write. Because I'm telling you, that's one of the best ways to get your stuff out there and to become successful. It is.
What to
That's the
get?
best way to get your stuff out there and to be successful.
Yeah.
And to be persistent, regardless of what your circumstances are, or regardless of what your mood is. Stay persistent.
Mm-hmm. Like, I decided this year, 2024, is going to be the year that I'm going to gain more exposure and opportunities.
Hmm.
Like, just to, show that I'm here and, my poetry deserves to be heard. And I've been getting good stuff. Like, I've been getting opportunities. At the beginning of the year, I got opportunity to go to Atlantic, Georgia, so I can do my short film, but that get postponed for a little
Hmm.
bit because like the director and I were both very busy, so we
Hmm.
don't know when, but one day I'll go to Georgia and do my short film, come back to Michigan, which that's my home state,
Hmm.
and just keep grinding.
Yes.
And in actually next week, I'm going to talk to a different director and hopefully get my short films out there.
Awesome.
Another short films I wrote. So it's just like things have been busy, pretty much.
That's awesome. Don't let it change. Don't change. And
Oh,
do take advantage of that opportunity in Georgia, because I'm telling you, I stayed in Georgia for 16 years and I did a lot of different performances. I actually wrote my first book while I was living in Georgia in 2010.
cool.
And a lot of people are really gonna recognize you. They're really gonna these people in Georgia love things like this, like poetry and doing short films. They even like the regular films, um, screenwriting. They really like that type of stuff. They're really into it. So I feel like that's gonna be an opportunity for you to really shine. I do.
I want to do it, so it's just schedule is holding me back, to be honest. Like I
Yeah,
have two jobs and I'm doing college, so you know.
awesome. Awesome. Hey, while you're young, utilize that energy and put it to good
Mhm.
use. Don't let it go
Okay.
to waste.
Okay. Okay.
So we're getting close to our time. So do me a favor and give us something motivational to take us out.
Uh, let's see. Oh, there's always going to be a rainbow after the storm.
Definitely. Definitely. That is so true. So where can some of our people reach you to learn more about you and your writing, your works, should I say?
My works. So mainly on Instagram, I will post a lot of my announcements there. I'm just going to say my username, which is BIN number two underscore rights number one.
Got it.
Yep.
Got it. Awesome, awesome. Well, I definitely thank you. This has been definitely awesome, interesting. I'm going to post this and you're going to see it. people paying attention to it, you're gonna actually see, I'm gonna actually send you the link
Okay,
after I
good.
get done, doing all the putting everything together.
All right.
And I've already started following you on
Oh,
Instagram, and
yeah.
I've already subscribed to your YouTube channel. So
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
All right.
Regardless, and please feel free to send a message, ask any questions. I will definitely get you ASAP as soon as I possibly can. So
All
it's
right. Thank
definitely been
you.
a pleasure. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Bintou.
Thank
You're
you for having me.
awesome. Don't let
Thanks.
anyone tell you anything any different. And
Mhm.
please never stop going towards your goals.
Okay,
Never.
I will. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Peace and blessings.
Yep.
You have a wonderful, wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.